All right, welcome back to the AI Research Roundup. I'm your host, Alex. So continuing our discussion on evaluations, this article by Anthropic, titled A Statistical Approach to Model Evaluations, published November 19th, 2024, tackles the often overlooked issue of rigorous AI evaluation. The core idea here is that simply comparing average model performance on a benchmark might not be enough. Well, the article argues we need to consider the statistical uncertainty due to the specific questions chosen, basically whether performance differences are real or just due to random chance. Okay, so this figure from page 2 of this Anthropic post visually demonstrates the idea of statistical uncertainty in evaluations. We see a large set representing all possible questions. From this, smaller random subsets are drawn, each yielding a different score. Well, these scores then form a normal distribution, highlighting how observed performance can vary based purely on the specific questions chosen, even for the same underlying model skill. This directly relates to the article's point about the central limit theorem and calculating standard error. Okay, so this figure on page 4 builds on the previous one. Instead of random question selection, we now have clustered selection. Well, the article highlights how related questions, like those from the same text passage, are often grouped together. So, as we see in the figure, this clustering leads to a wider distribution of scores, meaning greater uncertainty. This emphasizes the article's point about the importance of using clustered standard errors in these cases, as regular standard error calculations might underestimate the true variance. Okay, so this figure from page 5 of this Anthropic post shows how repeated sampling can reduce variance in evaluations. Instead of single answers, we're now getting multiple answers for each question. The distribution of scores becomes narrower compared to the previous figures, which, alright, the article explains, is because the randomness of individual answers is averaged out. So this ties into their recommendation of resampling answers for chain-of-thought evaluations or using next token probabilities to reduce variance within questions. Okay, so to wrap up our discussion of this post by Anthropic on statistically sound AI evaluations, well, the key takeaways are: 1. Always consider the uncertainty in your eval scores by calculating and reporting standard errors. And 2. Remember that question selection, especially clustered selection, can significantly impact variance and should be accounted for using appropriate statistical methods. All right, that's all for this segment of the AI Research Roundup. Thank you for listening.